So hello, you wonderful tea people. Here's another product demonstration introduction for Taiwanese green tea. Now, Taiwanese green tea is really rare, and it usually sucks. Unless you get like the super expensive, super crazy, only for the farmer type of green tea. I've got some that is really good, and it's not that expensive. In fact, I got a really good deal on it for everybody to drink and to share, and it's really exciting because I can't wait to share this with everybody. It's some really good stuff, and it's a floral tea. There's a little bit of butterness to it, and you can see because it's looser leaves, that's about 3 grams. So the other teas, the 3 grams is actually not very much. You know, you're only looking at a pinch. Whereas this one, for 3 grams, you're looking at more of a pinch, right? So let's see if I can do it in one foul swoop here to get this green tea in. Let's see, probably about that much. Let's see if I got it right. Well, that's 5 grams. So I didn't get it quite right. It's not quite as much as that. So there we go. There's 3 grams right here. So this is about 3 grams. So I've got my 100 milliliter gaiwan right here. And here's the 3 grams of tea sitting in it. Now here's 3 grams of tea in this. And as usual, we're going to do this for 3 minutes. We're going to do a Western style brew and see if it works. And we are going to do the Gong Fu style brewing technique over here. 30 seconds, 45 seconds, then 1 minute. Now this tea is one of those teas that you should not be using boiling water for. Now it doesn't ruin the tea if you use boiling water. Like some of them, it really does ruin the tea. This one, it doesn't ruin the tea, but if you use a lower temperature water, you're gonna get a bunch of different flavors coming out, and most importantly, a beautiful butter mouthfeel is gonna come out on this. So I've got my water over here, and this boiled about 2 minutes ago. So it's not like it has to be, you know, you don't need the temperature gauges and all that stuff. If you've got that, that's awesome. But you want a little bit less than boiling, so 90 degrees, 95 degrees, something like that. It doesn't have to be perfectly 85 degrees. Now, if you do it perfectly at 85 degrees, you're probably going to enhance your experience. But it's not one of those things that's an absolute necessity. Now, here we go. This is the Western style brew for 3 minutes. So there we go. It's going for 3 minutes right now. And these leaves are going to open up, and it'll be absolutely gorgeous. Over here, I'm going to do 30 seconds for the first steep. Now this is from one of our partner farms, and it's from Taiwan again. Now this partner farm, they do true regenerative farming techniques, no fertilizer at all. They wait till the leaves are a little bit bigger, a little bit older before they pick them. And because of that, you're getting a real beautiful aftertaste. The upfront, especially in the first couple steeps, is not going to be that strong, but then the aftertaste and just the mouth coating and from here on up, that's the real beauty of this tea. So here we go with the first steep. Now, the first steep of this tea, you're going to get some of the aroma. And it's got, you know, it's a green tea, so it's going to have some vegetal in it, but it's got real beautiful florals coming out of this. That is not what you usually get from a green tea, especially if you had a lot of Japanese green teas. This is more like the florals from an oolong, but lighter, almost like a white tea lightness to it. And it's a really beautiful tea. People that have tried it have just absolutely adored it. And like I said, I've got a really good price on it for the website right now, which makes me very happy because I love these the producers, the people there. I want them to succeed, so I'm going to try and get their tea out to as many people as I can. And because the tea I know is clean, you don't have to worry about the first rinse. This is not going to be the best tasting of the 3 that I'm doing here, but if you want to do if you want to pour out the rinse, that's no problem at all, although I usually drink it. So here we go, second steep. So this is going to be 45 seconds. This is going to be a 45-second steep on this one. And so the people who run this farm, I've told some stories about them with some of the other teas, but it's a family and they're not too worried about getting rich. They're much more concerned about creating a clean, win-win tea. The environment wins, the people who drink the tea wins, the producers win, people who are selling the tea wins, everybody wins. So right through, everybody wins. And that's something that I always strive for. Most of the tea from most of the places that I get are fitting that. Now there's a couple that are not quite exactly where I wish they were, but part of me getting involved in selling their tea and meeting them and building a relationship with them is pushing them, you know, here's what I want, and most of the places are up here. There's some of them that are right on the edge, you know, and I'm trying to push them up. This place is already there. I absolutely love going down and visiting them. I absolutely love, this spring I'm going to go down and help them pick and help them process some of their teas. And the floral, subtle nature of this tea comes out. Even with the first steep, it's there. So this has been just a little bit more than 3 minutes. So I'm going to pour it out and see. After we do another 1 minute steep with these guys here on the Kung Fu brewing method, we'll see. Oops, there's one in there, that's okay. We'll see if this is doable. And I don't think I've actually steeped this for 3 minutes. And just giving it a smell, I know that this is going to be way better. But we'll go through the taste test in a minute. So now we're doing the last steep for the Kung Fu brewing style here. Now, this cultivar that they're using for this tea is Big Leaf Oolong. And Big Leaf Oolong is one of the older varieties. And what's so good about Big Leaf Oolong is the floral nature of the liqueur. So the floral, it's like a jasmine flower liqueur. Jasmine flower floral is very, very strong in the liqueur. And you know, the number 20 Oolong, for example, has Jinchuan cultivar, which has the milkiness to it, mixed with this cultivar, the Big Leaf Oolong cultivar, creating a milky floral tea. And that's the number 20 cultivar. This one here, it has some milkiness. I'm not saying it doesn't have any milkiness, but you do have to be a little bit careful about the water temperature, else you don't get any of that butter mouthfeel at all, like not at all from it, which, you know, kind of sucks, even though you're getting a lot of floral anyway, so it's still good, but it's just a little bit more enhanced if you can bring out the butter mouthfeel. So this tea, if you brew it in the way that I'm doing it here, and so you go like 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, you know, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute, and then your taste, right? Some people like it stronger, so maybe 1 minute and 15 seconds, 1 minute and 10 seconds. Some people just like to drink the tea for a very, very long period of time. And if they drink the tea for a very, very long period of time, then you're going to get like the sort of the butterness, the florals, and it's, you know, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, and then just it'll stay there. The taste will be there for a very, very, very long time. This has got extreme lasting power, but you know, the intensity of it is going to drop off as you go, which is obvious with most teas. So why don't we get started just taking a look at the leaves. Now when I'm looking at the leaves, even after these 3 steeps, they have opened up for sure. You know, so the leaves have opened up, and but they're not fully expressing themselves in the sense they've fully opened up. Like, again, this can go for a very long time. These teas can go for a very, very long time. So why don't we get into taste testing the teas? We've got 4 here to taste. Let's try it out. So here's the 30-second steep. Now I'm not using, again, very important, don't use boiling water with this tea, because you will sort of wash out the real, the butter, subtle butterness that's in this, because this cultivar is more floral than butter. So you need to use a little bit lower temperature water. If you're not sure, use 80 degrees Celsius water, which is what, like, I think 195 in 18th century numbers? But around 195 to 200 is just a great temperature for teas if you're not too sure how to brew it. But anyways, here we go. Here's the tea here. So here's the first steep, and in the first steep you're getting more grassiness, you're getting more, the floral hasn't really fully expressed itself. The butterness is not there almost at all. And then in the aftertaste, you're getting just a hint, a tiny, tiny little hint of the floral coming through. Now again, most people would throw this away, throw away the first steep. I usually drink it because I really enjoy doing this, comparing the tastes as we go through. I really enjoy that. So let's go for the second steep here. So this steep was 45 seconds. This is going to, well, don't want to lead the witness, right? So with this one, the vegetal is still there, but it's going away. And it's going away pretty quickly. You're getting more of the floral, more of the hints of the floral in there. And, you know, it's got a really, because this is such a clean farm, the taste of this is so clean. And you can get a real sort of taste of the terroir. This area, I mean, I sample teas from all over this area. I'm very close, like with a 1 kilometer radius of this area. I've got a couple partner farms that do a different couple styles of tea, so I can definitely taste the terroir. But this one, because it's like so clean, this is just such a clean, clean taste. And you really can get a feel for this area, this Taidong, Luye area. So the vegetal is still there, still the dominant flavor in that, but we're getting to the floral nature of it, and you can get a hint of that even more in the aftertaste, which is, you know, like I said, I just love going through them like this. Now with this tea, I usually don't do this, but you know what I'm going to do for this one? I'm actually going to do a 4th steep, because I really want to get the floralness coming out in this tea, and it usually comes out, usually it's the 3rd steep with most of the teas. But because of the traditional old style processing that this farm does, it's a little bit delayed. It's a little bit delayed, especially when you're using sort of a little bit less temperature water. So in the 3rd steep, you're getting it, right? There's the buttermouth feel and the floralness, and it's there, and it's there. And it really is a pleasant tea, especially if you like green teas, right? Especially if you like green teas. Now, if you're a green tea purist, if you're one of those people that are like, no, you oxidized this, so it's not green tea, and there are people like that, and I guess the way I'm saying that is kind of a value judgment, but you know, I'm not trying to make that a value judgment by any stretch of the imagination. What I'm saying, well, I guess I do kind of have, sorry, but it's more like, you know, I'm actually not a big fan of the really traditional grassy green teas. I like my floral. I like Taiwanese teas, and so once we get to the 4th steep of this, then the real florals are going to be coming out. The buttermouth feel is going to be coming out. And that, for me, is sort of the best part of this tea. So again, this is the 3rd steep. So this is 1 minute. Now here's the 4th steep. Now the 4th steep was also about a minute, give or take. And so let's go into this and let's see if it has fully expressed itself at this point. Here we go. Yeah, so you're getting the butterness in there. Now it's not like a butterness like a Jinchuan cultivar, but it's definitely a buttermouth feel. And it's just pleasant. You know, like it's a pleasant, energy-giving, floral, light, but you know, there's caffeine in it. You can feel the caffeine, sort of green tea. But it's such a subtlety. And the real kick is the after effects of the things up in the, right about there. And then you get that sort of the glow, I don't know what the right word to call it is, but up there you get that. And it's really quite nice. So here we go. The 3-minute steep. I've never done this with this tea up to this point, so I don't actually know whether it's going to work or not. And well, we'll see how it goes. My guess is that the sort of the butterness is going to be gone, but the floral is going to be very, very, very strong, along with the sort of the grassy nature of it, and the vegetal nature. Vegetal is one of those words that I very rarely used before I got into tea, and now I use on a very regular basis. So this is everything in this tea fully expressing itself in quite a strong way, actually. Now, generally speaking, with the teas that I source and that I put on the website, there's no bitterness and astringency. There's just none. And that's what's in this one here, is just a lack of that. But the flavors are very, very strong. So I would say, yes, this is suitable for Western style brewing. Absolutely it is. So this would be suitable for Western style brewing. It's not unpleasant by any stretch of the imagination. But if you compare it to, say, these two steeps, you know, you're missing out on some of the butter notes. You're missing out on some of the other sort of more involved things. But you know, you throw this in some hot water and you steep it for 4 or 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, something like that. You're still going to have a really nice, decent, flowing tea to drink, which is something that is always a pleasant thing. And this is not, actually I kind of enjoy it. Going through a second cup of this here, I actually enjoy it quite a lot. So yeah, I definitely recommend the Western style brewing technique for this. Throw it in some hot water, leave it for 3-4 minutes or so, and you're still going to get a really nice cup of water, or cup of tea. Now, because these tea leaves, like I mentioned before, take a while to fully express themselves, I bet you could do 3 or 4 infusions of that way, right? So I've talked to people who've been very careful, you know, maybe do 30-second steeps with low temperature water. They've gotten like 20 steeps off of this tea, and they've really enjoyed it. And they love how the floral smell just fills up the entire room. But I bet you could still do it in this way, sort of the Western style brewing way, or you could still do this for probably 3 to 4 more times, and you'd still get some decent flavor out of it, and you could drink it all day long. You could literally just drink it all day long. But anyways, this is the Taiwanese green tea. Really floral. If you do it the right way, there's some butterness that'll come out in there as well, but it's not necessary because the floral really is the strongest part. And I'm going to drink another one of these because I really enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, throw it in the comments section below the video, or you can reach me at matt@mountainstreamteas.com. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope there's some wonderful tea in your future.